way Charlotte is, it's a new canvas. Like it's an opportunity because it's in its transition. There's an opportunity you create so many doors not only for yourself but for other people. Like what you're doing right now, bro, is you're creating a door for so many people when they get into the car with you, which is amazing, man. There's probably nobody in Charlotte doing this right now.
Welcome to another episode of What Drives You. I'm joined today by a really cool person that I've met. We interacted when they were working for the same company. His team has since moved on, but he's still such a good brother, good positive spirit, good positive energy that I wanted to, have him on the show and just kind of find out a little bit more about what drives him. So today I'm joined by my good buddy Norm. Norm, how you doing, man?
Good, bro. I appreciate the introduction, dog. I've never been introduced by anybody before, bro. Ever in my life.
Really?
Never, dog. Never.
I don't know. I like to try to, paint a picture and give an idea of who people are.
Yeah.
As to why why I want to interview them, just so that, it gives it a better understanding and hopefully the audience can tie into it. So
I appreciate that, bro. It's an honor to be in your whip.
Thank you, man. So Norm, I know a little bit about you, man, but what's your story? Where you from? What do you do? Tell me about you, man.
Cool, bro. That's a very open-ended question. So I'm actually one of the rare breeds, born and raised in Charlotte, Gastonia area.
Okay.
28 years old, man. Background marketing communication. But what I tell people, my passion is seeing people built and placed into their purpose, bro. A lot of people don't know this, man, but I'm actually started out in ministry, and then I kind of transitioned myself into the marketplace within business, bro. So combining those two has always been my passion, as far as just seeing people's lives change and also to them growing within their financial or successful way in their life. That's what I'm passionate about, bro.
Okay.
That's what drives me.
No, that's dope. I don't know if you got a chance to watch my last episode, but I interviewed my father, and my father's a pastor.
Yeah.
I grew up in the church. My dad he went to seminary school. So the second time he moved to America, he was in seminary school, and then went on to become a pastor at a few different churches and stuff. So I've always had a background in ministry, and that's one of the things that I noticed about you on social media is how tied into your faith is into what you're doing. So that's dope. That's to hear that, and also too to meet someone from Charlotte.
Yeah, bro.
A lot of people that when I meet out here, especially, everyone's just from somewhere else. I mean, I'm a transplant too, so I can't talk. But, that's kind of dope. How has Charlotte kind of changed for you since you've grown up here?
Whew, it's changed a lot, man. And I gotta be honest. So I'm from Gastonia, but I claim Charlotte. So people will say that, they'll hear me say that and rip me apart. But I've seen the growth, man. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. But Charlotte used to be a place, man, where if you went downtown was downtown, not uptown. It was a place where nobody really wanted to go or experience just because the stigma behind it. But I will say this, it wasn't a bad stigma. It had a lot of culture. I think the culture of Charlotte is changing in a good way, but also too, because we understand what happens when communities change. It sometimes it loses its culture. But one thing I will say, there's a lot of cultural pieces that's being taken from Charlotte that transplants or people that's coming here will never experience, which kind of mess up the identity of Charlotte. Now, I will say that Charlotte is becoming a beautiful place, man. It's becoming a place of many different cultures, many different ideas, many different backgrounds, and it's amazing to see it, bro. If you drive in a location now, you're destined to see so many people of different races, so many different backgrounds, but yet it still feels like home, bro.
Yeah, Charlotte is growing on me. I've been here. It'll be a year in June.
Yeah.
So I'm getting close to a year. And when I first got here, I didn't like some stuff. But what I'm discovering about Charlotte, it's like an R.L. Stein book.
Yeah.
It's a choose your own adventure.
That's facts. That's good.
Like you gotta find your tribe. You gotta find, what it is you want to do, and then make it happen. Pretty much that's all you can do.
Yeah.
In the city, and it's like some other cities that I've been in and that I've lived in, stuff like that. Things are a little bit more established. Here, I'm realizing that like if I want something to go how I like it to go, then I got to do it myself.
That's good.
Which is, I don't know, some of the stuff that I'm kind of mulling over and putting together some ideas for things. But I think that's one thing I do like about Charlotte, is that it has that opportunity. Because I mean, everything feels so new.
New, bro.
Like even though some of these houses here have been here for ages, like as with the ones that we're driving past now, it's still a lot of like new stuff being built, and a lot of new construction, and a lot of just new, new restaurants and new this and new that. And so when you have all that newness, that means that's a untapped potential for creating something.
That's good.
And so, I have some ideas about what it is that I want to do, and we'll see how things come together.
I mean, you're doing it right now, bro. This is dope.
Yeah.
This is what you're doing is dope, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think too, man, like when you was talking about like the way Charlotte is, it's a new canvas. Like it's an opportunity because it's in its transition. There's an opportunity. You create so many doors, not only for yourself, but for other people. Like what you're doing right now, bro, is you're creating a door for so many people when they get into the car with you, which is amazing, man. There's probably nobody in Charlotte doing this right now.
There's not many people in the country doing this right now.
Nobody's doing it, and you're doing it, bro.
Yeah. And I started this because I like to highlight other people.
Yeah.
Like when I started telling off my story and stuff like that, it sounds all glitzy and glamorous, and it doesn't feel like it to me. But it, I've lived a lot of places. I've, traveled a lot of countries, been in a lot of states. And so my story sounds like great, but I don't like sharing it.
Yeah.
I like highlighting other people. I like finding out about other people. One of the things that, through all my travels that I like to do is not acting like a tourist, acting like I'm from there, and talking to people that are from there and finding out how things are, from there. And so that's just kind of what this is an extension of. It's just me finding out about people, learning, amplifying them, interviewing people from like all over different types of walks of life and stuff like that. That's what my goal is, so that I can just continue moving on. I have more people now like, oh, like when can I jump on your show? Like, when can I do this? When can I do that? I want to come back. Like, let's do another episode. So I'm really excited for this, to see where this goes. And honestly, I've had the idea for a while, and this year I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
That's good.
And I just had to start putting stuff out there, because I'm like, if I keep sitting around and waiting, and I'm just like, and it's like, nah, just do it.
Yeah, that's good.
And so, the first video, it was, iPhone mic. It was, just me ranting in my car or whatever. And people liked it. People were like, oh, this is a pretty cool idea. I've actually seen a couple other people start to do some stuff similar.
Yeah.
Which is great. More power to you. But then I wanted to take it a step further, and always had the idea for the interviews and such.
Dope.
And so, and I don't know, just driving around. Like my dad came into town. I didn't initially plan on interviewing my dad, but I started the show. My dad was here. We had some time to kill. I was like, hey, do you want to shoot an interview?
It's dope.
And then that's something I can, play back for my kids or my grandkids. Like, hey, this is your grandpa. Want to hear how your grandpa sounds? Like, here's a conversation. Because that was something I was watching on Instagram recently, where a lot of people saying like, like your dad might have been dope.
Yeah.
But most people don't have any like recordings of their parents.
Yeah, that's good.
Or any, like any conversation. So like your grandkids or your great grandkids, whatever, they can't hear the voice.
Yeah.
And so like what I plan on doing, I'm trying to go home this summer, talk to my grandpa, talk to my great grandmother who's still alive, and try to record a conversation with them, just so that I can always have that. Because like, when my grandmother passed, I remember her, but like trying to remember her voice.
Yeah.
Now, it's been like almost 30 years since she's gone. Like I don't remember it as much. I remember she could sing, and I remember like little things, but it would be great if I had like just a recording.
Yeah.
Just to go back to and be like, oh hey,
this is your grandmother.
This is your grandmother.
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of the idea of of why I'm doing this and where I want to take this. I want to ask you. I like to ask this question to a lot of people just to understand, how they define it. But what has made you successful in your life and in your career?
Man, bro, it's gonna sound like a deep response, but mine is failure. And I say that because you said something that was kind of strong and powerful for me. It's like, yo, my story was this. If I'm being honest, bro, my story has not been easy. It's been one of those difficult stories where I'll be honest, like God is always first in my life. God will put me through a season, but I'll learn how to come through that season through the help of God, and it teaches me how to approach new seasons, bro. And it's taught me not only a lot about myself, but even situations, man. So I'll be honest, if there's one point that kind of like sit me into what you want to say success mode was, bro, I dropped out of college. I had 2 classes left as a senior, and because I got myself in some mess that was my fault, I didn't finish. So I kind of put myself into this place. Okay, one, you got to find a way to get stuff done, but also two, it's now you have to prove. And I used to operate from that was the bad places where I wanted to prove to people that I was still good. But in the meantime, what it taught me, bro, was how to build success out of nothing.
Okay. No, that's pretty cool, man. I understand the college dropout experience.
Yeah.
It took me 8 years to get my degree.
Yeah, bro.
Like freshman year, I went to FAMU. I'm 18.
FAMU.
I'm straight from New York.
Yeah.
Like I'm a real New Yorker in the South. Like sounded like super heavy on my New York stuff at that time. In the South, things was happening. Freedom and so I didn't do that great my freshman year. So I lost my scholarship, and then which means I had to start paying out of pocket. And so it kind of humbled me a little bit. I had to do some stuff. I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I couldn't work in the States legally as a student unless I did like something on campus. But on campus stuff wasn't paying with any money. And
then barely pay you anything.
Right. So I was like, nah. So what I would do, I would go home to Bermuda for the summer. I would work, make like 10 bands, come back, pay off my rent for like a few months, and then pay my tuition. But because of that, I was only doing like the minimum level of classes that you need to keep your visa.
Yeah.
So I was only doing like 12 credit hours, whatever.
Sheesh,
which extended my time. Then I dropped out completely, moved back home to Bermuda, was there for 8 months, was miserable. Saw the show How to Make It in America. At the end of the season 1, they was like, yo, let's go to Japan. And I was like, I wonder if I can go to Japan. I looked it up, ended up transferring to Temple University's Japan campus. I was there for a few months, and the earthquake hit. That messed up my plans there. So then I got back, moved back to the States, went to Philly to finish out my semester. Didn't like Temple's campus in Philly. Like going to an HBCU that's in the hood is one thing,
but going to
super expensive PWI that's in the hood is a whole. I'm like, yo, this school costs way too much money to be in this neighborhood.
That's facts. That is fact.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I ended up going back to FAM and finishing out there. And so like I took my time.
Yeah.
I did graduate. When I graduated, I still had a bill, so I don't actually have my diploma.
Oh wow, yeah.
But also too, since graduating, no one's asked to see
it. Nobody. You can print your own today.
And I'm a graphic design student. I can go and make it
easy. Multiple ones.
If I want to go to Harvard,
is that legal?
It's not legal. I don't know. Didn't that George Soros dude lie about that?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
And nobody fact checked him.
Yeah,
he got to be a senator and everything until recently. So
we might be onto something.
I don't know, but I say that to say that like I that taking that time and going through that experience, it definitely puts a little bit of motivation in to be successful. So I appreciate that. I can see how that's a pivotal moment for you and how that kind of changed who you are.
Yeah.
What kind of, I guess, what is the something that like really drives you? Like, what wakes you up in the morning and says like, yo, I'm gonna put on my pants and I'm gonna go do this?
I got bills to pay.
Nah, that's facts.
That's
man.
facts, bro. It's facts.
That is all the way back.
Dog, I'm telling you, it's not getting cheaper out here, man.
No.
It's day by day. But to answer that question, man, I don't want to sound cliche, man, but because I know there's something inside of me. I know that there is a bigger purpose, a bigger calling. Where I am now is not the ultimate goal. So for me, I see things by goals. Like I see a month goal, I see a year goal. I see myself in 5 years better than where I am now. So like I could be having like a crappy day. I could wake up like, yo, attitude on 10,000, don't want to talk to nobody. But because I know like, okay, there's a bigger calling, bigger person. Not only just for myself, for other people. That's what pushed me, man. Like I know that I'm here for a reason. God woke me up this morning, so I had to go get it, man.
Okay.
Have to.
Bills is always going to be there.
Always. It's not going nowhere.
But having those goals and doing those kind of things, I don't. This year though, it's weird for me. I stopped setting goals.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to do processes.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm not setting goals to like, oh, I have to hit this or whatever, because I'm just trying to fall in love with the process. Like just shooting video, creating content or whatever. I'm just falling in love with just doing it.
That's dope.
And then, whatever the goal that comes out of it, will come. I'm uploading my stuff to YouTube and creating clips and stuff, putting it on social media. I don't have a view count that I'm trying to get. I don't have a number of subscribers I'm trying to get to. Of course, I like to monetize it at some point, but you got to get your views up, Mark. But I'm just creating the content, trying to get each video better and better, so that once my stuff starts clicking, people can have like a whole library of stuff to go back and be like, oh, okay, let me hear this and this, this. Because I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know. I have a lot of people that I would love to interview, love to do. I have some ideas. I would love to like rent some like nice cars, like an exotic, something like that. Like interview somebody in that, just because I like to drive. So, and I'm gonna push whatever vehicle you put in front of me, except a Tesla. I don't like Teslas, but
you're not a Tesla person, bro.
I'm not a huge EV person.
Oh yeah.
It's like a go-kart.
Yeah, it really is like a go-kart.
And a car that expensive should have a heads-up display.
I definitely agree with that, man.
That's just my 2 cents on that. Yeah, just falling in love with the process. Is just trying to do more, whether I want to or not. Editing is something that I'm not a huge fan of, but sometimes I just have to sit down and just do it.
Yeah.
Just because I know I need to get it out, and like I set targets for when I want to release stuff. Like I try to do it. My What Drives You, have them delivered on Wednesdays. What Drives You Wednesday. But if some days some things happen, life happens, whatever, I still have like some clips and everything that I can just continue posting to kind of supplement if I don't have a new video ready and stuff. So I'm just, like I said, I'm not setting a goal of this. I'm just falling in love with the process of doing it.
That's good.
And then the goals and stuff will kind of come from there.
That's good.
Or the success will come from it, or the not success. I don't know. People seem to like it so far, so I'm appreciative of all the compliments and everything like that. But I also know, like, don't let things go to your head. Keep working and keep grinding at it, and then once you've like grinded out enough, then maybe you can like accept some of the praise or whatever. But to me, I'm more focused on just doing it and seeing how I can make things better. Like I put some stuff on TikTok and it pops, and then it'll get to like maybe 700 views, and then just kind of flatlines there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Or I put another one out and it only has like 90 something views. Same platform. Or I put something on YouTube Short. One video had 0 views, and then the others had like 300. So just trying to figure out the different little.
What's the pinpoint?
Yeah, the different little algorithm, what keywords, what to use, and what to say and stuff like that. These are the kind of things that I'm just like playing around with to see how I can get it to work. I don't know. We'll see where it goes from there. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but like I said, just falling in love with the process of doing it and just creating has been really, really helpful. I want to ask you a question because this is called "What Drives You."
Yeah.
If money were no object,
Oh goodness.
if you didn't have you don't have no kids right now, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we goody.
What would be your dream car?
Woo! My dream car would if I didn't have to worry about paying anything, bro. I'll be honest, man. I'm an old school type of guy, man. I'm going for a Chevy SS Supernova Charge, man. That'll be my dream car, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think I saw one recently, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. It just.
I just want one with candy paint.
Ooh, bro. Yes. That's it, dog.
Some like 22.
Yeah, dog. That's it, man.
I ain't driving
Nice interior.
Right.
I'm not driving anywhere. I'm just gonna sit in the car, bro.
Peanut butter interior.
Yeah, dog.
Candy apple red or something like that.
That's it.
Yeah. Nah, I'm a classic person. Like I love classic cars. There was a Lincoln Continental that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, big body.
15, 16. Just because it was a blacked out car, clean. Had the bucket seat in the front so that you can have a third person in the middle.
Yeah.
And like it was just beautiful. But now a good Chevelle SS is always up there.
Yeah, man.
On a classic car.
What about you?
So my first thought whenever people ask me this question is always going to be the Aston Martin DBS.
Oh yeah, that's a clean one.
I'm a huge James Bond fan.
That's a clean one.
And that was one of my favorite James Bond cars. Even the Vantage and the other ones as well. Even the more classic Aston Martins that the Roger Moores and Sean Connery's drove. But I just love that styling. Now I know it's a British car, and they're not known for having the best maintenance packages. But I don't know. I just want one murdered out, like black car, black rims, black window,
like everything.
Like I don't want you
clean.
You don't gotta
see me at night.
Yeah, you don't need to see me. But just know I got it.
That's it.
So that's like my initial go-to. I like exotics. The Pagani Huayra.
Oh yeah, dog. Yeah.
The very first time I saw that in person, I was like, "Ooh,
I need it.
And where am I gonna drive it? I don't know, but I need one.
If you get a car that much, bro, do you understand how nervous I would be to get on the road?
So it's funny. So I did a car rally one time, right?
Yeah. And
a few buddies of mine, they all have GTIs. And then we did a rally with some other people. So one of the guys had a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And, we're on the back roads of California. There's nobody around. We're doing like a buck. Dude in the Lamborghini wouldn't go above 60.
Yeah.
Because he was afraid of
losing control.
No, not even losing control. Of like rock chips and stuff hitting in his paint, and that would and how much it would cost to pay. And I'm like, yo, if I have enough money to afford this car, and I'm worried about maintenance costs and how much things cost, then I don't got enough money to afford this car.
Facts.
Because to me, a car is supposed to be driven.
Agreed.
Like, if I can't afford to drive it and like drive it how it's made.
There's no point in having it.
Yeah, there's no point. I don't need to be.
I shouldn't be nervous in my Lamborghini.
No.
And driving like it's a school bus.
Exactly. Like I'm not trying to do all that. So that's another car that I just want to. I don't even know if I wanted to have it. I just want to like drive it on the track
for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give it back.
Just pull up on the beach of Miami somewhere, just to stunt real quick. Like,
take it back to the shop.
Right.
Drop off the keys.
Take my footwork. You ain't got this. And then
couple bitches.
Right. And then tip out. Yeah. And then, like I said, a classic. I always wanted a Chevy Impala.
Oh yeah, man.
On hydraulics, but that's just because I watched Snoop Dogg videos growing up.
That's that West Coast on you, bro.
That's the thing. Like so I grew up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But everyone now tells me that I look like I'm from the West Coast.
You get West Coast vibe, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
And like
you West Coast.
I had one of my best friends in college. She was from LA, and so I think I got a lot of it from her.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like everyone's like, "Yo, you just look like you from." My homie was like, "Yo, you a Bay dude now? Like you from the Bay?"
Yeah, bro. You definitely a Bay dude. Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, you know, y'all know what I mean. For sure, for cheesy. Yeah. He's like, you dance like you from the Bay now. You just move like you from the Bay. And I was like, I mean, I guess so.
What's the difference from their culture to culture down this way, bro? Which is probably a definitely easy question to ask. But.
So Bay Area specifically has like its own like slang and style of music that like you probably won't. As soon as you hear it, you can tell it's from the Bay.
Yeah.
I haven't really like Southern music in general. You can't. There's not often now. At least you can't really tell where it's from.
Yeah.
Except for the dudes from Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis is the only place that still has its own unique sound in the South.
I agree.
Like a dude can be from Fayetteville, or he could be from Columbia, South Carolina, and like same kind of 808s and the sounds the
same.
But you hear a dude from the Bay talking about yeah.
You already know what it is.
Right, you already know. And like just the way the music slaps out there. It's also a different culture because it's a lot of like Filipinos and just Asians in the hip hop culture out there in general, which is cool. Filipinos. I just came back from a Filipino wedding. They are the Asian version of us.
I know you about to say we can't say it on camera.
They're the Asian version of us, which is why I love them. Because like we parties that they get hyphy and all that kind of stuff too, and so it makes for a
good time.
A great time, and so I don't know. It's just like different. But also too in the Bay is a lot of pimp culture.
Oh yeah,
like that's a huge part of.
It's still going on like that. I would think that was like the early 90s.
So I don't know if it's still going on like that. I mean, pimping ain't dead. It just moved to the West.
Pimping ain't easy.
And it definitely ain't easy neither. But but just like the way people talk, the way like I've heard like dating situations and stuff.
Oh, people just move like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way, just the interactions and stuff with people. Dudes out there kind of look as a chick as ATM.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is weird for me, because I've always been like, I gotta
be the one.
Right.
I'm the ATM.
Right. I gotta get it, type of joint. But yeah, so you kind of see that, and you can notice it, just in conversations and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's still, I have no problems.
Yeah.
I like dancing like how they are from the Bay, like the Smees and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah.
And because it's just it's a real vibe to it, and shit slaps and things slap. Music slaps, food smacks.
Everything.
That's the one you think you can't say like something. Oh, this food is slapping. No, music slaps, food smacks.
Yeah.
That's the one way you can tell when somebody hasn't been out in the Bay or it's not from the Bay.
You think the food better down there than here, bro?
Certain foods.
Yeah.
The Mexican food in California is top tier.
I can definitely agree to that. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Also some of like the Vietnamese food or Thai food and stuff like that. I still prefer Chinese food from New York.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Different seasonings, the way things are arranged there.
It seems more real up there. Like it's
yeah. So I'm always New York is gonna be my go-to for Chinese food and for pizza. But I don't know, like I haven't found the food spot here that I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for it. You know, I try different places. I have like a list of spots and stuff that I've been to. There's some food trucks that I want to start trying out here because I've seen like on Instagram and stuff that look mad good. So like I don't like overall. I think the food scene in the Bay Area is still better.
Yeah.
Here it has potential,
but there's no good. You really can't pinpoint, bro.
Yeah, I haven't. Facts. Like I was on Threads or whatever, and someone was like, "Yo, where's the good soul food spots in Charlotte?"
They're all gone.
And that's what a lot of people say. Like everything's gone, but the ones that people are saying now are like more like food trucks.
Yeah, they're all
or like
food trucks.
Or like the small kind of vendor joints. So, trying to find those little hole in the wall joints, which usually are the best. That's my favorite places to go. Has been a journey. One thing too is like, so everything in Charlotte is like 20, 30 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Literally.
And so now,
take a trip.
And so, I'm living on the southern side of the city near Lower South End. And so I navigate pretty much around there and haven't really had to go outside of it.
Yeah.
I go university area sometimes, but I don't, and it's not my first choice.
Yeah.
Unless it's like something specific over there. Like I like there's Harold's Chicken.
Oh, bro. Yeah, it's straight.
Because it's based out of the one in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
Harold's is like one of my favorite chicken places of all time. Hot sauce, mild sauce, lemon pepper.
Oh, bro, you got your order down. That's what you own all the time, bro? That's
all the time. Six wings wet, hot sauce, mild sauce, lemon pepper. And in that order. And if they do it right, then it turns out really good. And so yeah, so like, I'm still trying to find just different stuff. Started tapping into the Caribbean scene out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot more Caribbean people here than it was in the Bay, so that's one thing that I'm thankful for. But then like everything's just so spread out. Like there's a new spot, the Reggae Lounge, that I've been to. It's cool. It's nice. It's a little small venue. There's another spot called Halo and Noda that is starting to do more Caribbean stuff. But it's just trying to find
it, man.
And then like, not have to drive
30 minutes to get there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Charlotte's growing on me. I'm enjoying it. I do see myself being here for the long term, because it's like I'm glad I moved to Charlotte because it's a little bit quieter than like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta was my initial place that I wanted to go to, but Atlanta just a little bit too turnt.
Yeah. Atlanta.
And too expensive for stuff.
Yeah.
That just like, why does it cost so much?
Yeah. And it's hard to make an opportunity in Atlanta though too, because it's already out of this transition season, bro.
Right. Like it has its identity, it knows what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna deal with Atlanta. It just is what it is when it comes to Atlanta. Whereas other places, you can still, like here, you can still build your way.
Correct.
And I like too, like here, like people aren't as like, let me have to flex as much.
Yeah.
Like some people, you just go out and just be chill. You don't gotta be all like,
let me show you this.
I mean, you have some of that here, but it's not as. That's
not
like,
the culture.
Right. Like Atlanta, you
gotta have this car. You gotta look this way. You gotta.
And half of them time they don't even like.
They struggling to keep it together.
Right. People spend way too much for appearances versus just being themselves.
That's good. That is a good word, bro.
And so I do like. That's what I like about Charlotte is that you don't have to go that hard.
You don't have to impress nobody.
Right. You can just be you, whatever. I will say y'all need to get some better sports teams here.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's a little garbage. A little garbage. But you know what's crazy, bro?
Ticket prices down. So
our hockey team is pretty good.
See, I didn't know this hockey team.
Our hockey team is pretty good, and I think we have a lacrosse team too. One or two is pretty good.
Yeah. But I will say I do like that the ticket prices are low.
Yeah.
But
the experience.
Yeah, like you want to go and experience something. Y'all need to work on y'all tailgating too, man. Yeah. Tailgating needs to improve here.
But it used to be good, bro.
I'm pretty sure when Cam Newton was the quarterback, things were a little bit different.
Yeah, it was a little different back then. It was a little different.
Yeah. Charlotte is, like I said, it's a cool city.
So yeah.
I actually got a couple buddies of mine that are from Gastonia.
The Gas House, bro. You ever been to the Gas House?
I went out there. I think.
What'd you think about the gas house?
It was country.
Oh, that's crazy. That's Gastonia, bro.
It was country.
That's
like
Gastonia.
We went out there, and it was literally
nothing out there.
Nothing.
But you got some good places for food, bro.
I've heard somebody recommended me like some good Mexican out there.
Yeah.
And I just haven't really been.
If you go to Gastonia, then you really ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah.
You really
that's why I haven't been out there. But
you really got nothing to do your time, man.
Nah. So I'm meeting people, you know, as I move around and here and there, the ins and outs of the city. But I don't know, it's cool. I like the home prices out here. They're way better than what it was
I can imagine.
Still in Cali.
But they're going up though.
They are going
Price
up.
Living is definitely going up.
I wish I'd have moved here in 2020.
Man.
And bought a house.
Especially on the south side of Charlotte. Yeah. Right now, man.
Because
you have homes in the 400 going for millions now, bro. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting to see this many homes in the $1 million price range.
Yeah.
When I moved from California to the south, I was like, oh, you know, 5, 6s, you know, that'll be the high. And nope.
What is probably one of the best places that you have lived? Not because of the experience, but like it allowed you to grow.
Tokyo.
Talk about it.
Tokyo, Japan was mind blowing.
Yeah.
So Tokyo is as big as New York City, as dense as New York City, like 20-some million people.
Yeah.
It is the cleanest city you will ever go to.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to really worry about crime. There's not much, like, you don't really have to worry about a lot of stuff. And then, too, like, Japanese culture, whenever they like something, they go 110% for it.
Yeah.
Which is inspiring. You know, like, you really have to, like, you know, put in that work. And so that's one of the things I do love about living in Japan is just like that, seeing that mindset. It's an international city. Like I'm meeting people from like Djibouti and
from where?
Djibouti. I had a homegirl. She's half Djiboutian, half Eritrean.
That's dope.
You know, or I met a girl from Mozambique, and
that's dope.
Meeting people. You know, there's a lot of Brazilians in Japan. And just a lot of like West Africans, and so just meeting people from like
culture.
Yeah, from all over the world in this one really dope city that has really great fashion sense. You don't have to worry about any crime or anything like that. You know, you're not worrying about like being pickpocketed and all. Like just you're not worrying about nothing.
That's dope.
Just living life and enjoying it. And so that was I really loved it. Kind of sad that it got cut short, but you know everything in the universe happens for a reason.
Facts.
And so, you know, I understand like what happened and stuff like that happened, but like I had a job lined up. I was about to get a new apartment with my homeboy. It was about to be lit.
It's about to be lit.
About to be making money, making money in Japan's an expensive city too. So that was the other thing. Like it's really expensive, except for ramen.
Yeah.
You can eat pretty cheaply, but everything else is expensive. And so, you know, we was about to start making money and everything. I was like, oh, you know, Japan's about to be on and cracking. And then the ground moved.
Jeez, and shifted everything, man.
And literally shifted my whole life. And so, you know, that brought me back to the States and stuff. And I still want to go back. I haven't been back to Japan since. I miss it, but
so you need to make a trip, man.
I know. It's just time commitment,
man.
Time commitment, the funds. Next time I go, I'm not doing economy.
Yeah.
That's too long of a flight.
How long was that flight?
From JFK in New York to Narita was 14 hours.
Whew.
On one plane.
Jeez.
They served
just straight shot?
Straight shot. They served like 4 meals. And the messed up part about it is that on my way there, my headphones broke maybe like hour 4 of the 14.
So you was up there with no headphones.
No music, couldn't watch nothing on the TV, nothing. I was sad. It was depressing.
I would have lost it.
It was depressing.
Did you have an outside seat, window seat?
I had an outside. I was in the aisle seat.
Yeah. I like those more than window seats sometimes.
It depends.
Yeah.
I like window seats because I like to lean against the window and just fall asleep.
Smart.
But I had an aisle seat just in case I had to go to the restroom.
That's what, yeah.
And and also stretching out my legs when you're sitting down for that long.
It's like a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, 14, like hour 4 of 14. No headphones, no music. And my headphone jack got stuck in the thing, so I couldn't even take it out and use like the little cheap ones that they get.
Oh man!
So I was literally quiet. And
you was going through it.
Yeah, meditating. And it was when I came. And my flight back was the longest day of my life.
Yeah. Literally,
because I left Japan March 17th at 11 a.m. I arrived in JFK March 17th at 11 a.m. And then I had to